Pelvic Posse, and welcome to the Empower Your Pelvis Podcast. Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Empower Your Pelvis Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Amanda Fisher, pelvic floor physical therapist in Kansas City. And I just wanted to hop on here. We've been seeing this a little bit more in the clinic this week as kids are going back to school. We've got this back to school routine, meaning we're changing up the summer routine and schedule and shifting into something new, a new routine and schedule. And what we're finding in our patients that are dealing with pelvic floor issues, whether it's a bladder leakage, urgency, pelvic pressure, abdominal pain, low back pain, pain with intercourse, clitoral burning. What am I missing here? You get the hint, like fecal smearing. The pelvic floor muscle hold emotion. So a change in routine, even for us, not just our kids, you may feel it in your body kind of tense up, right? You feel the go busyness of the schedules changing with kids' sports and new routines of buses and trying to get kids to before and after school care. You can feel that. And with that change, you might feel your anxiety kind of amp up. Your vagus nerve picks up. You feel that you're maybe feeling a little bit more stressed, more nervous, more anxious. Your pelvic floor is feeling that too. It's getting more high and tight. It's very common with those type of feelings. So we're seeing an increase in pelvic floor dysfunction, pelvic floor symptoms this week, last week, as our kids are getting back into a new routine, and your pelvic floor is too. So I encourage you, as I've encouraged patients this week, take the time for you. And you may be like, I don't have any time for myself. I am running like a chicken with my head cut off. Y'all, I'm feeling it too. And when I feel it, I know if I don't do something about it, feeling that anxiety or that tension, my body's going to keep pushing into dysfunction and letting me know, yo, you need to take some time for you. So the easiest way for me to do that is just by adding in some breathing. I love box breathing. There is a breathing method though called the 4-7-8. I'm also a fan of that. But when I'm driving, it's easy for me to do my box breathing. I breathe in for 4 seconds. Let's all do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I repeat it again. Hold, inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 reps is my minimum. I try to shoot for 4 or 5 because I feel so much better just by doing a few repetitions of it. It's going to take less than a minute to knock it out, and it calms my nervous system down, which then calms my pelvic floor down, allowing it to go back to full range of motion so that it can do what it needs to do instead of it holding high and tight and having very little range of motion to actually be functional. Because when it's got a shorter range of motion to move and do what it's supposed to do, it fatigues out. And we see more bladder leakage. We see more pelvic pain because it's holding tension. We see more back pain, tailbone pain, etc. So make sure that you're doing something for yourself, like the breathing, throughout this week. And as you notice those feelings amp up. Second thing, work in mobility every day. Go back to the basics, back to your foundation. So whether that's walking through a doorway and hopping it into a deep squat, let the belly go, hold it for 10 seconds in that deep squat, get up and move again. Next time you walk through a doorway, deep squat again. Get back to the basics of lengthening out that tissue and making time for yourself because you matter. And if you're having dysfunction and you're having pain and you are crabby, that's going to play into your family. That's going to play into your day, into your work balance, that balance your work day, not balance. So be mindful of that. At work, you can deep squat it and people just think you're stretching out your back. All right. At home, you can deep squat. Nobody's asking questions. It's your house. In your car, carpool pickup, waiting for practices. If you're in the heat here in Kansas City, the car feels a heck of a lot better than outside right now. Get your breath to work for you and your pelvic floor. All right, guys, that is it today for the podcast. If you have any questions, please put it below in the comments. Please like and subscribe to the show. Share it with your friends. Anybody who's got kids going back to school this week, give this to them because I'm sure they're feeling very similar. Have a great day, y'all. Hey, Pelvic Posse. I want to thank you so much for joining into this week's episode of the Empower Your Pelvis Podcast. Can I ask you a couple of favors, please? Number one, can you like and subscribe to this podcast so that you can continue to empower your pelvis forever so that you will never miss out? Number two, can you leave us a rating and a review telling them how amazing we are and everything that you have learned about your pelvic health? And then number three, if you haven't seen the video version of this podcast, you can go over to youtube.com/C/Empower Your Pelvis for all your visual learners out there. We have all types of great visuals in there for you to not only listen to, but to also watch. Thank you so much again, and make sure to give your pelvis some love. Until next time, peace out, Pelvic Posse.